Forget everything you thought you knew about human creation. The truth hidden in ancient texts is so profound, so earth-shattering, that religious authorities have desperately tried to keep it buried for thousands of years. What I'm about to reveal will challenge everything you've been taught about who we really are. Deep within the forbidden pages of the Gospel of Philip and the Book of Enoch lies an astonishing revelation. The first humans weren't made of dust or clay. They were beings of pure light, divine entities crafted from God's own essence. These weren't ordinary creatures bound by flesh and bone. They were immortal, luminous beings who never experienced hunger, pain, or death. They existed in perfect communion with the divine, needing no priests, no temples, and no intermediaries. But here's what makes this discovery even more extraordinary. These light beings possessed knowledge that made them nearly godlike. They didn't need to learn wisdom. They were wisdom incarnate. They carried within them the very essence of divine understanding, a direct connection to the Creator that modern religions have tried desperately to control and regulate. Think about that for a moment. Why would such profound truth be erased from our history? Why would religious institutions spend centuries burying evidence of our divine origin? The answer is both simple and terrifying, because this knowledge threatens the very foundation of organized religion and societal control. And it's not just the Gnostic texts that speak of these beings. Ancient Sumerian tablets, Egyptian hieroglyphs, and even early Hindu scriptures all whisper of the same truth, that humanity's origin is far more celestial than we've been led to believe. These sacred texts suggest that our current physical bodies are nothing more than prisons, dim shadows of what we once were. But the most chilling question remains: what happened to these beings of light? Were they destroyed? Or do some of us still carry fragments of this divine essence within our souls? The answer lies in a conspiracy so vast, so deeply rooted in human history, that its revelation could shatter the power structures that have controlled humanity for millennia. As we delve deeper into these forbidden texts, we'll uncover evidence that suggests these light beings possessed something called gnosis, direct, experiential knowledge of the divine that made them virtually unstoppable. This knowledge was deemed so dangerous that entire libraries were burned, texts were destroyed, and those who spoke of these truths faced persecution or death. The implications are staggering. If we're not just physical beings, but carriers of divine light, then we don't need salvation, redemption, or permission to connect with our Creator. We are, in our truest form, extensions of the divine itself. This realization threatens every system of control ever created to manage humanity's spiritual nature. But this is just the beginning. What I'm about to share next will reveal why the powers that be are terrified of you discovering your true divine heritage, and how this ancient knowledge could revolutionize everything we thought we knew about human potential. But there's another type of human, one that the mainstream Genesis story wants you to believe is the only version: the earthbound humans. These aren't beings of light. They're constructed beings, deliberately designed with limitations. And here's where it gets dark. According to the banned texts, they were created not by a loving God, but by something far more sinister: the demiurge. The demiurge, a term you won't find in your Sunday school lessons, is described in ancient Gnostic texts as a lesser god, a jealous entity who trapped divine sparks within physical bodies. Think about it. Why do we feel constant hunger, fear, and desire? Why do we age and die? These aren't natural conditions. They're program limitations, deliberately engineered to keep us dependent and controlled. These texts reveal something chilling. Our bodies weren't designed for freedom. They were designed as biological prisons. The demiurge created a sophisticated control system, making humans who would be easily manipulated, constantly distracted by physical needs and desires. It's like we're living in a cosmic prison, but most of us don't even realize we're inmates. Look around you. Notice how most people are caught in endless cycles of work, consumption, and distraction. That's not coincidence. It's design. The demiurge created humans to be workers, followers, believers in external authority. We were deliberately cut off from true knowledge, what the ancients called gnosis, to prevent us from discovering our true nature. The Gnostics weren't just writing philosophy, they were trying to warn us. They discovered that humanity was intentionally engineered to be docile, to accept authority without question, to believe in systems that promise salvation but never deliver. It's the perfect control mechanism, create beings who are just conscious enough to work but not aware enough to question their reality. But here's what's truly disturbing. This system is still running today. Look at our modern world. The endless pursuit of material wealth, the blind faith in institutions, the feeling that something's missing but we can't quite grasp what it is. These aren't random aspects of human nature. They're programmed features. The demiurge's greatest trick wasn't just creating limited beings. It was making us believe these limitations are natural, even divine. We've been taught that our weaknesses are simply human nature, that our need for salvation is normal, that our disconnection from divine wisdom is just how things are supposed to be. But what if we could break free? What if these ancient texts weren't just preserving history, but providing a blueprint for liberation? Because there's a third type of human, one that terrified both the demiurge and earthly authorities so much that nearly every record of their existence was destroyed. These beings weren't just light or earth. They were something far more powerful. Now let me tell you about the most extraordinary type of human, the fire-born. Ancient Persian texts speak of beings who carried within them an unstoppable force, not of light or earth, but of pure, divine fire. These weren't just spiritual beings or physical humans. They were cosmic revolutionaries, carrying within them the power to both create and destroy. Unlike the beings of light who existed in perfect harmony, or the earthbound humans trapped in their physical prisons, the fireborn walked between worlds. They possessed an uncontainable energy that made them natural rebels, visionaries, and change-makers. Think of every great prophet, every revolutionary leader, every person who dared to challenge the system. They carried this ancient fire. The demiurge feared these fireborn most of all. Why? Because they couldn't be controlled. They possessed both the spiritual awareness of light beings and the physical presence of earthbound humans, but with an added element that made them truly dangerous: the fire of divine rebellion. They could see through the illusions, break the chains, and inspire others to do the same. These texts describe the fireborn as beings with divine wrath and creative fury. They weren't just passive observers of reality, they were active shapers of it. When everyone else accepted limitations, they questioned them. When others bowed to authority, they challenged it. When the masses stayed silent, they spoke truth that shook the foundations of power. But here's what makes this revelation truly explosive. According to these ancient writings, the fireborn weren't eliminated. They're still among us. Look through history. Every major spiritual awakening, every revolution against tyranny, every breakthrough in human consciousness was led by these fire carriers. They're the ones who refuse to fit into the demiurge's carefully constructed system. The powers that be have always feared the fireborn most, because they can't be bought, controlled, or silenced. They carry within them a spark of pure, creative, destructive power that can ignite the same fire in others. One fireborn can awaken thousands of sleeping souls, making them remember their own divine nature. This is why these texts were hidden, why this knowledge was banned. Because once you understand that some humans carry this divine fire, you might recognize it in yourself. You might realize that your constant questioning, your inability to accept artificial limitations, your deep sense that something about this world isn't quite right. These aren't flaws. They're signs that you might be carrying this ancient fire. The Fireborn weren't just rebels without a cause. They were divine catalysts, cosmic agents of transformation. And their existence poses the most dangerous question of all. What if the power to break free from the Demiurge's prison doesn't require external salvation? What if it's been burning within some of us all along? But there's an even more shocking truth about how these three types of humans, light, earth, and fire, fit into a grand cosmic plan that's been hidden from us for millennia. The ancient mystics weren't just preserving knowledge, they were protecting a blueprint for human liberation. From Egypt to Persia, from the Hindu text to the Kabbalah, they all whispered the same truth. Humanity isn't a single uniform creation, but a divine spectrum of light, earth and fire souls, each with their own sacred purpose. The Persian mystics understood this trinity of human nature. They saw how fire souls carried the raw energy of transformation, not as mere rebels, but as divine catalysts meant to shake the foundations of control. The Hindu tradition spoke of the three gunas, the forces of light, inertia, and fire that drive each soul's unique journey. Even the Kabbalah describes humans as vessels holding different divine sparks, each resonating with different aspects of the cosmic truth. But why was this knowledge forbidden? Why did the powers that be hunt down and destroy every text that spoke of these three soul ties? Because this understanding threatens the very foundation of control. A light soul naturally seeks wisdom and divine connection. An earth soul finds purpose in stability and material creation. A fire soul burns with the need to transform and revolutionize. Each type has its own direct connection to the divine, requiring no intermediary, no authority, no controlling institution. Think about it. What happens when people discover their true nature? When a light soul realizes they don't need a priest to connect with the divine? When an earth soul understands their physical existence isn't a prison but a sacred workshop? When a fire soul recognizes their rebellious spirit isn't a flaw but a divine gift, the entire system of control crumbles. This is why the Egyptian priests, Sufi mystics, and medieval alchemists encoded these truths in symbols and metaphors. They knew this knowledge could shatter the illusion of uniformity that keeps humanity enslaved. They weren't just hiding information, they were protecting the keys to human liberation. And now, in this crucial moment of human history, as more people feel the stirring of their true nature, this ancient knowledge resurfaces. The light souls are awakening to their divine connection. The earth souls are reclaiming their sacred purpose. The fire souls are igniting revolutions of consciousness. You're not reading this by accident. Something within you resonates with these truths. Maybe you've always felt different, never quite fitting into the rigid boxes society created. Maybe you've sensed there's more to existence than what we've been told. This isn't just ancient history. It's your story, your heritage, your birthright. The time has come to reclaim our true nature, to break free from the Demiurge's prison of uniformity. Whether you're a being of light, earth, or fire, your awakening is part of a greater cosmic revolution. Join us in this journey of discovery. Share your experiences in the comments below. Subscribe and hit that notification bell to continue exploring these hidden truths together. Remember, the powers that be couldn't destroy this knowledge. They could only hide it. And now that you know the truth, what will you do with it? The choice, as it always has been, is yours.